Hey guys, here we have a 2022 Subaru Impreza with a very strange problem. First off, there's been some wiring damage here and someone tried to repair the wires. Now let's see what is the actual problem. You might have seen the YouTube short on this car, but anyways, let me show you what's going on. If we press on the brake, the ignition turns on. That's crazy. The key isn't even inserted and the ignition is on. I let go of the brake and it turns off. Let's try to start it. Okay, it started this time. It doesn't always start. There are a ton of lights on the dash. I took out the key and the car is still running. I am holding the brake pedal though. Let's let it go. And the car shuts off. However, our speedometer is still stuck at 1k RPM. And if I press on the brake again, it stabilizes and the ignition is back on. And I have not even inserted the key. Anyways, that's the problem. Let's get into it and figure out what is happening here and fix it. First off, we tried disconnecting the ABS connector where all the wires are messed up, but that did not solve the problem. We took a look at our fuses to make sure everything was in place, and right here everything's good. However, under the dash there's also a fuse block. We were missing just one fuse, the one that says unit plus B. We put in that fuse but nothing changed. Let's continue. We have two accessory relays here, accessory 1 and accessory 2. We're going to be checking the inputs on these relays. Our first accessory relay was perfectly fine. However, we are seeing something strange on our second accessory relay connection. So let's see, we have our power supply that is then supposed to transfer here once the control activates. So right now the ignition's off, and I'll hold the brake pedal. And we're not getting any activation to the relay. However, our output already has the positive. Somehow we're receiving the positive not even through the relay. Here is the diagram of the system. This is where we were checking the contacts for the IG2 relay. So what's going on is our relay is not even being activated, and somehow we're still getting our positive to this side. So the relay isn't even passing the positive to here, but we're still getting our positive to all this, which is why our ignition turns on. As you can see, there's a lot of things related to this system. We have our VDC control module, which is the ABS, and also the stoplight relay. Possibly we have some kind of problem in one of these or something else in this system. We found our stoplight relay. It's basically right where the damage was. Can you press on the brake? And yeah, we get our positive here. This is our stoplight relay. Oh, it's damaged. So we need to insert a new one and check after that. This one looks okay, however, and you couldn't tell from here. There's no way you're telling me that this is going to be our problem. So let's actually swap the relays. This one is going to be for our wiper. Okay, now let's see if we still have the problem. Let's press the brake, and the ignition doesn't turn on anymore. All right. We still have a lot of lights on the dash, so we're going to connect our scanner. We're unable to communicate with the eyesight system. That is something that the customer wants to get fixed. I see that the camera isn't connected here. That could be normal. I know some cameras don't need two connectors. Let's check this side. There are the wires to the camera, and it's not connected. We're going to connect it and see if that helps. Moment of truth. And eyesight is off. Awesome. And we're finishing up with the AC. and basically we're ready to give back the car. That's basically it for this video, and see you soon.